Okay, we're gonna do it like this. Okay. Hello, hello. Uh, Hi, Bon. Patricia, welcome. Shorty. I decided at the last minute to go live. So I don't know how many people are even going to be here because nobody hardly knows about it, but that's okay. Hi, Marie. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody had a great day. All right. And I did get several of you guys' emails. I hadn't had a chance to respond because I did decide to go live. Hi, Michelle. All right. So I did my setup a little bit different. So hopefully we're not going to get a bunch of glare. I hope. We'll see how it goes. I can always adjust. Because I wanna make sure that you guys can um see the cards, and as they're coming out. I might have to turn it just a little bit, but I will shift it. Hi, Jennifer. Um, well, if you call 2 cups of coffee a snack, that's about as far as I got. I'm not really hungry. I've had today is like day 6 of a migraine, so it takes my appetite away. But that's okay. That is okay. All right. Let's see. All right. Yeah, mine too. That's okay. I've had them for almost 40 years. I have them every day. All right. So, I thought um that one of the reasons I went and did this live really quick is because next week I am probably not going to be able to go as much because I have like 12-hour days. Um, yeah, we've got inventory next week. So I wanted to make sure I went live again and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, yeah, I'm on daily medications, but then sometimes like this time of the year um with all the changing of seasons and stuff, it just wreaks havoc on me. That's okay. I just keep going. It's become a way of life. I might have to tip it down just a little bit further just so you guys can see the cards. All right. I'm gonna tip this. Oh, wow. Yeah, retail can can be pretty hard. Hi, Rachel. All right. All right. So, what I thought we might do tonight is um, let's do a quick reading and let's see kind of what happens. I'm just gonna I'm gonna give it a few more minutes. Um, I don't want to get going and then people come in and like, oh, they don't know what's going on. Yeah, it actually showed me that there was nobody waiting, and I thought, well, I'm just gonna go live and I'll just sit here for a little bit and wait. Thank you, Patricia. Hi, twin mom. All right. All right. Let's see here. All right. Give me just a second, guys. I am actually gonna call in and ask my spirit guide to come in and help. Hi, Sarah. Who else was so excited about um the last live that we actually got Nancy to come in fully? That I mean, I was so incredibly happy about that. Yeah, it was a relief to me. And I started thinking about it in the last couple days. And I'm like, okay, so you guys remember the one of my readings when Nancy said, and she encouraged me to start over from scratch, right? And ever since then, like going back through, doing all the different readings and everything, and I'm like, okay, why why did she ask me to start over? And the only thing I can think of is that um how do I put it? I feel like maybe there's some things maybe that I missed, or my mindset wasn't like open enough or something. Um, yeah, same here. Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. So if there's a glare, you guys please let me know and then um I can adjust my lighting. Sorry, Bob probably doesn't want me to say it, but uh, Bon was incredibly sweet, and wanted to help me with my lighting and things. So she got me a really nice um, ring light that is, I can put it all different ways. Um, so I'm hoping tonight that I've got it. Oh, okay. Those just flew out of there. Hey, for whatever reason, we've got we got two tonight. I was only going to get one of my tea leaves out. I am going to see. Let me turn this just a little bit. I'm going to bring it down a little bit more. Okay, that's better. All right. The first tea leaf is the dagger. I'm like, well, that's kind of ugh, in light of the situation. This tea leaf is about fear and worries and very tense situations. Okay. Now the second one, I've never gotten this one. I'm like, it's the ant card. It's about working, achievements, and success. And the first thing that came to my mind about this is what I was just talking about concerning Nancy. I feel like she's kind of happy where we're at right now. All right. Can you guys even see the cards very well at all? Hey, Shorty. Hey, KTP. See if I missed anybody else. Oh, hi, Kelly. Welcome, everybody. I know. Um, and somebody in um the last video even said that when somebody passes away without actually finding their physical body, it can be a very, I mean, years and years before any of that, like inheritance or anything goes on. And that's why I I'm still feeling like this isn't 100% about money. How you guys feel about that with everything, all the different readings and what's been coming out? I mean, do you guys still feel like when we first started in our readings and the readings other people are doing? Because a lot of, from what I understand, um, a lot of the psychic mediums um are getting this same type of information. Let me move. Sorry, I'm going to go right across my camera here. I'm going to move these out of the way. All right. All right. Well, we know what those are. All right. Okay. I know. And I I don't know what this started with and what got all this happening, but I feel like it's morphed into something else that it was never supposed to be. Right, Darlene. Yeah, and you might have been the one that put that down because in the comments, because that's exactly what was said. It was something like 7 years. I mean, that's a long time. Yeah. All right. All right. Well, we're going for it, guys. We're just going to go for it. Nancy is here tonight. I asked her to once again come in and help, not to question her or anything like that, because the feeling I got last time was that she was very comfortable in that role of just being here and helping. Okay, we got the 10 of cups, and this is talking about happiness and um family harmony. It's just like basically she's validating that yes, she is happy. She's happy to be in this role of the helper. She might have been like that big time in life. That, I mean, my love language um is giving. So it's hard for me to accept, but I'm working on it. Right, Bond? Oh, goodness. Okay. This is the second card is the 7 of Cups, and this is talking about choices and decisions and uh, illusions. This reminds me a little bit of Hamrets. Remember, it was so filled with all these different, it was about choices and making decisions and where those decisions are taking you. And that's what this card is also talking about. Yeah, Kelly, early on, I felt like there was she actually showed me like she's wrapped in something. Aw, I like being called grandma though. This is way too many cards that it completely flipped over as a okay. I am gonna go. I always look at them, guys, because oh, oh, okay. So, guys, we're back in the forest again. Okay, this is a sad little card. Um, you guys remember the last reading? Um, that Nancy, it was about loneliness, remember? And I said, this is why I keep doing this. The Five of Pentacles. This is about hardships and loss and being isolated and feeling abandoned. And it's in black and white. It's no longer, I didn't even know there was a black and white card in this deck. Oh, oh, I wish I kept that card. After after I finished that video, you guys remember there was a card that came out and it showed a door with like vines and everything, like we're back out into the forest type of thing. I was putting my cards away, right? And I sort them out and put them in the appropriate decks. And that card came up and I looked at it. And it's at that point that I realized the door has a huge padlock on it, like holding something in. Yeah, it was. I just sat there and looked at it and I went, well, isn't that incredibly sad? I mean, and not that I think she's behind a door, even though that's come out before. Remember, like bars on the windows, like being trapped. Um, but it was very telling to me. Very telling. Yeah, that's a sad card. Um, let me look at the rest of them. No, that's that's the one. Hi, Juanita. Welcome. I just started this. Um, Nancy's here again. She's in the role of helping because we did so wow, there's a lot of cards coming out here tonight. We got this one before. The Temperance card. Hmm. I'm gonna set that one there because I wanna try my best to remember when that came out and what it stood for in that reading. because to me, that's important. Unfortunately, the hazard of doing quite a few um, readings is you don't always remember all the previous cards. Yeah, I don't know if it would be a shed. Yeah. And I did not realize until oh, excuse me. Um until I just saw an aerial view of her home. I didn't realize that home was so big with all the big old pool. I'm like, in Arizona, that size of a house, that house has got to be worth some money. Thank you, Juanita. But then again, see, people have been letting me know that she took out another mortgage to help. I think it was, I think it was Annie. Andrew Dorson. Yeah, that's, and I'm wondering, are we ever gonna find out why there was a social worker that came up to her home? Have you guys heard anything else concerning that? Because I haven't. Okay. Mm, yeah, okay, here's the other thing. I know. Squirrel moment again, right? I did go in, somebody had sent me the article concerning Cameron and where he was in the family and all that. And I read something about, even though he lives in Vermont, he was staying in a home between Nancy's and Annie's. Am I saying that right, guys? No? Okay. All right. Well, and it was on the Yahoo News or something like that. So who knows? Yeah, I still feel that she's by an abandoned house, something. There's an abandoned structure, and I'm still standing by the very first reading because I wanted to know where she was. And it was there's water nearby in the forest, and I haven't gotten anything different. Um Appointment coming up. Oh, really? Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, that's and here goes down the rabbit hole the way I think. Because when I'm at work, when I have a long commute, um, my mind is just playing over things, right? And I'm like, was somebody, and this is purely speculation on my part, was somebody trying to get her almost deemed incompetent or something? Did somebody want to have power of attorney over her and make decisions for her home, for her money? Oh, really? Ooh, wow. Yeah, Bond, same here. Hi, Diane. Welcome. I just started um I just started this reading. Okay. So this is the 5 of Wands. This one also came out. Um wow, showing a man, and wow, these keywords down here have come out, I feel like, multiple times since I started doing these readings. Conflict and ego, competition and rival, aggression and tension. What was that up here? Oh, okay. Tense situations. It it always it always comes back to validate the other cards. And that's why um we know we're on the right track when the regular tarot is validating what we've already seen. I know. Yeah, Bon, I she showed me, I know I've said it several times, but not everybody has seen all my videos and of all the readings in this case. And she showed me looking out of her eyes, and she turned her eyes left and right, and she's in complete darkness. And not like above, like as almost as if she's buried. Right. And here's another little rabbit hole I'm jumping through. Did she find out? Did she find out that somebody was going to do that to her? Oh, Wendy, I haven't been going that long. We talked for a little bit and I've just started. All right. No. Okay. All right. So I think at this point, we got our bases here. Several, this is a new card for the people that are just coming in. Um, it's in black and white. We're back into the forest again. And it's talking about hardships and loss and being isolated and feeling abandoned. And that has come out in my other readings. In fact, the very last one, I say, okay, this is why I keep doing this, because she's feeling lonely and abandoned, right? All right. Let's see. We're going to go back to the hidden futures oracle cards. Bon, um I haven't felt anything about that. Um but see, sometimes it's, when I first started this, I the only thing I'd seen was a picture of the person on her porch. I purposely did not go in, I didn't look at anything, nothing, because I wanted to have the most real, unbiased um, reading for her and her case. But in a way, that was almost a detriment because feeling like I'm really behind the eight ball, so to speak. Now, here's with me. If I don't ask the right questions, I'm not going to get that answer. Throughout a reading, I'm asking these questions, right? Let's see. Really? Oh, wow. Right. You know, you don't want anything to happen to anybody, right? That's the bottom line. But to do this type of thing, and it's all for in their whoever did this, their like deviant mind, it was all for nothing. So you end somebody's life for what? I, yeah. Yeah, and I since then, several of you guys had let me know about the pacemaker and they can see when it stopped. I think that's what you guys had. Oh. Yeah, I had meant to go today to look at um that interview and I just did not have the time. Oh, I might have to, yeah, I'll definitely have to go and look at that because when I'm viewing a a video, even if it's not mine and I'm not directly involved, a lot of times I can get information from that. Yeah. Yeah, body language is everything. When my previous career being in the medical field, um, I had to go through some classes that has to do with um the body language and being able to read people because not when there's patients involved, you can tell a lot from that. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to go and look at that. And not to mention, they said she was asleep, right? Has anybody ever said how they got in the house? Was it from those propped open doors? Like her house was pretty secure. Hi, Jennifer. Jennifer, we haven't got that far. And if you have any questions, I'm I bet that there's so many people that can kind of catch you up on some of the cards. All right. Yeah, that's just bizarre. Juanita, that is just sorry, it's just my opinion, but I feel like some of you guys have brought this up multiple times that people didn't leave. Let's say that. Like, and does anybody know if she had any type of alarm system? Yeah, Ruth, this case is beyond bizarre. What? In a big city? She never locked her back door? Good Lord. Oh, Juanita, that's a good point. That's so weird. That did she have a dogs or anything that the pets would need to go outside? I mean, I'm trying to wrap my mind around this. It just I know for a woman her age living by herself, that I cannot see her in a big city, right? I cannot see. No matter how nice a neighborhood you live in, propping your doors open. I I know. Yeah. Bond, unfortunately, that's kinda what I'm thinking too. I'm telling you, that masked person at the front of the house, at some point, I'm hoping it comes out that was 100% a deflection. They wanted everybody to focus on that, get it into everybody's mind that this was some random burglary. And sorry, they could have come in the home and taken some stuff and sneaked back out. I mean, I don't believe it. Oh, okay. So then there was no reason for her to have left a door open. That's just bizarre. Yeah, Wendy, you never know, right? Wouldn't that be horrible? I know. It's like they said the houses weren't super close together either, right? And in Arizona, you have a lot of coyotes and things like that. There would be no reason for her. Oh, unspoken words card. Silence can speak volumes. Wow. Why do I feel like that's about Nancy and her staying so incredibly silent for so long? I know. Fun. There has to be. Behind everything in life, on any case like this, there's always a motive. Somebody said it in the very, um, oh, Wendy, you're gonna have to let me know how that goes. It's exciting to get your cards. Sorry. I'm like, I'm really good at these squirrel moments. I must drive people crazy. I half finish a sentence. All right. That one just flipped over. Oh, I hadn't even thought of that. Oh, Lord. Well, this is a creepy looking card. Veiled Desires. It's talking about when you really want something bad and it's under the guise of something else. Yeah, desires can be veiled in denial. Wow, shows a man. Maybe if I hold it closer. That's a creepy looking card, isn't it? It's like a man almost worshiping this monster looking thing there. Okay. All right. That makes sense. We just said it. The motive. What was the person's motive? Things don't happen for like zero reason. There's always steps that lead up to what happened. Nick Kim, sorry, I'm reading. I know. Yeah, Kelly. The Uber thing, that makes zero sense to me also. Oh, we've gotten this one before. Remember we got veiled cards 3 times in a row? This is the veiled truths. Hidden truths lie beneath the surface waiting to be uncovered. Look deeper to reveal what is concealed. I remember this because it's underground. Um, Sometimes these readings, you guys know I'm a very strong empath. Um, and the last time this came out, and this time, oh, the feeling. You guys don't want to feel what this feels like right now. There's deep sadness. Like we talked about on the last one where she came out that why she doesn't know where she is. There's words matter, guys, lie beneath the surface. Words matter when it comes to a reading. Oh, sorry. Ooh, she's like, I've hit on a really big truth or something because I'm just chills and chills and chills. If you think about it, she's telling a story here. Unspoken words. Who's been who's been silent, guys? Who's been silent? Who had desired something? Who was that? Who would gain from this? And when I ask her, where are you? It always comes back to beneath the surface of something. Oops, I want to see. Yep. Sin, I mean, this is why I don't believe what the FBI is saying. Okay. I think they know a lot more. They're just holding those facts to them because if they give out all these facts, one, you're probably going to get the weird people out of the woodwork saying, "Oh, I did it," because there's weird people in the world like that. Yeah. Um. Oh, fun. I must have missed something because I read your card, your post that said, "Wendy, do you think its behavior seems off?" Hey, Jendy. Yeah. Hey, babe. Hey, Day. Yeah. Yeah, Wendy. When I saw that aerial view of her home, I was like, "Oh my gosh, that that home is truly worth some money." Yeah. Yep. If you can break it down to who benefits the most for her being gone and who in the long run, not just for today, stands to gain. Because Every time something like this happens, where somebody unfortunately loses their life, there's a reason. Things don't happen for no reason. Yeah, Bond, I agree. Yeah. Oh, Juanita, I did read about that. They are recalling him, that sheriff, because and it's called something. Um Lack of or something about losing confidence. That's how they can recall him and force him to step down. Yeah, Rachel, it's come out multiple times about jealousy. And at first I thought it in the cards, it was talking about jealousy of Savannah or something like that. I I'm not so sure about that anymore. I think it's just when it talks about veiled desires, hidden desires, wanting what somebody else has without working to get what they have. Um, Big, I would ask that, but I know nothing about that. And I have found that with Nancy, if I have her come in, as in helping me, she's very open. So I have decided I'm getting a heck of a lot more information, not pressing her. She shuts down, she backs off, and she'll disconnect with me. Yeah. Oh, oh, that's way too many. Those are going back in. Yeah. Oh, I think they're gonna, especially because this case is so well known, and Savannah, both Savannah and her husband are so well known. I think I think they're going to get him recalled, which personally I think that needs to happen. He had no business in the role. Yeah, he's he needs to go. Because think about it, guys. We all know the basic premise when something happens like this. It's in those first few days that are the most important. You're going to find the most information, you're going to get the most tips, and he was basically useless. And I will say that he was useless in this entire thing. um let's see. Oh, sin, I had read something about that. Did somebody call somebody else before calling and reporting her missing? I know she didn't. She goes and watches like a virtual church, and she didn't show up. I know. Kelly, he he does not hardly make that much money. And especially living in a higher end area, um, where everything is a lot more expensive. I'm not sure. Um, really? Oh my gosh. Wow. That's quite amazing, Kelly. Yeah. Yeah. It to me, it's very telling that he bungled things so badly. And you can't tell me in a big city like Tucson that this was his, like, he didn't know procedure. Like, yes. And unfortunately, um, and without finding her, that's that's the key. So I don't feel, and I never have, that she's somewhere close by. I, from the very first reading on this, I felt like they drove for a while. Right. Oh, we got another silent grief. Remember, silence can speak volumes. Grief can be silent but profound. Okay. And I feel like this is concerning Savannah. I think Savannah is heartbroken. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Wendy, you got a good memory. Wendy, you take the notes, right? If I remember correctly. Sorry if I'm not remembering that correctly. Because you're right. Mountains by the water. One of the cards that came up was observatory and then the tunnels. I know. It's like they've almost created their own problems by not being there, like not talking, not like, why are you hiding if you didn't do anything? I know, Bon, it's strange. Like, if you're that close to your mother-in-law and stuff, yeah. And Bon, I do feel like you're right. And like I said before, I will be more than happy to say I was wrong. But I keep getting those very morbid cards and I couldn't figure out how could she possibly not know where she is. Yeah. But if you think about it, guys, most cases are solved once they find the person that has passed away because of a crime. That's where you're going to get the most clues. If you can find her, you can follow you can kind of work backwards. The key is finding her. Okay. There's some really strong cards coming out of this deck tonight. Silent resentment. Resentment can build silently. Why are we okay? I'm moving these. Silence can speak volumes. Grief can be silent. Resentment can build silently. When something comes out like this, you guys know I always say it. I always pay attention if something comes out multiple times. I know. Sarah, I completely agree. I mean, if like right from the get-go, nobody was accusing them. Nobody had any idea what happened. So to me, that's a natural thing just to come forward and say, please, please return her. But to have silence? Mm. Yes, and you're right. It's those first few days. After that, it's the trail gets colder and colder. And I think we're at what, 57 days now or something? Yeah. Oh, people are strange. Thank you. That is so nice of you. Yeah, Wendy, you're gonna have to let me know. I was gonna email you and just say the best way, you open your deck, you shuffle them and ask any question you want and believe that the answers are going to come from within you. Turn your card over, have a piece of paper right next to you. Go, don't look at it very long, go with your very first instinct. And you'll start to validate when you start to see, and it helps you in your confidence. I know, with that picture of them in the car. Like, y'all, when I saw that picture, I'm like, okay, y'all are acting like you're guilty. Stop it if you're not. People are strange. Every time I read your screen name, it always makes me smile. I work in retail and I say that sometimes every day. People are so weird. I know it's not a nice management type thing to think, but it's the truth. Um, yeah, they were both that was just Bond, that was just so bizarre. That is not normal behavior. Sorry if it was me, even if I was so beyond worried, I'd be like, no, it wouldn't enter my mind to cover my face. There'd be no reason. Yeah. Wendy, I was wondering some of the exact same thing. What happened leading up to this? Yeah. Sorry, I do go down the rabbit hole, you know, on my commute because it's like I just keep thinking the same thing. None of this makes sense. And one of you guys talked about it in a comment, and I'd never thought of it like that. Did something happen back at the house that caused her with them to pass away? And so they almost had to make it look like a robbery. Because if you think about it, that Ring camera thing where that was a whole spectacle setup. Oh, that was just so fake. Um, didn't happen until what, 2:30 in the morning or something? Yeah, Wendy, There's deep sadness within her, very deep. And there's also anxiety. And as soon as this came out, there's like, ooh, I have to keep myself pretty grounded because I have to remind myself this is not my sadness. This is not my anxiety. Yes, KTP, you're right. That was, whoa, that was a very dark reading. That was in that was in Annie's reading, you guys. You guys remember that? That every card was just, oh, it filled me with like the creeps. Like she's no, she's in like I don't think it's Wiccan, Vaughn, because Wiccan, like a green witch, a white witch, they they're all for good. They're about healing and just everything that's good in life, right? But then you get onto that dark side where it is not good. And that's on Annie's reading from start to finish. I was like, oh, I was glad when I shut down that, you know, yeah. Yes, Annie. Yeah. Wicca is it's about they're in the light also. They don't believe in like the dark arts and things like that. Yeah. Wendy was, I think, somewhere in that reading. Oh, I might have to go back and look at that reading just to see. But there was something in there that was really dark. Yeah, and Wendy, that's not the first time that somebody has told me that. Sin, on one of my very first readings for Nancy, one of the cards showed a gas station and it showed a motel that and that's where I knew she had been driven. She's not local at all. And that the motel card has come out multiple times. On. You are not. Yeah, they kind of they took her. Yeah. I would not be surprised if when is all said and done, which I hope there is going to be an ending, to me, that's why I keep doing this because I live my life in the light and I want to know that one day she's going to be found. Yeah. Shorty, I had no idea that Nogales was that close. And that's one of the highest crime, and crime is not even a strong enough word. Um, how can I say this in a decent way? they're very famous there for putting body parts throughout the town. Yeah, it's evil. That's it goes beyond just ending somebody's life. See, Bon, I tried looking up because somebody else had told me about their lyrics. And I tried finding like the logo of the band because I kept getting the snake. Yeah, I don't blame you, Rachel. Nancy, you're all right. We're Nancy's helping again. We're doing a general reading. Um there's a lot of validating going on. Yeah, I know. I know. And I got a certain card. You guys remember the card that was so morbid? At first, I didn't show it in the videos. I got it twice, and I finally showed the card, and I didn't say the word. To It was just like out of respect for the family. Yeah. Somebody had told me that about the logo. Yeah, Bon, they've shut down the Facebook page, and I wanted to see for myself because certain pictures kept coming out with Snake, and I wanted to see it. I just wanted to see it for myself, and I had to just stop because I could not find it. Yeah, that card was it was incredibly morbid. I know. Yeah. I mean, to me, in there was a there was a video that kept showing like an SUV that multiple times in front of the house, and they believe it had something to do with it. Now, I don't know what they drive. Oh, I know, Bon. I don't even like to say the word. It's that bad. Oh, these here? This is the Hidden Futures Oracle cards, and there's different, like, there's silent ones, there's veiled, there's unspoken, there'll be deceptive. There's like categories in these. And they aren't pretty cards. And the only time I use these is in this capacity. Yeah, Jennifer, she really did. She she stayed silent for so long. Um, but if you think about it, there's so many of us psychic mediums that are covering this because and we all want I shouldn't say all. Let me rephrase that. I think some people are using this to make money and that type of thing, but a lot of us just want to help. Like, let's just we want her to come home. Um, and I know this may sound silly, but I wonder if she was feeling so bombarded that everybody's kind of demanding answers from her. And this is only the second time she's fully come out. I mean, fully. And it's in the capacity as I need your help. Help me in this reading. Yeah, I know. Kosa, this is, and I think about it. I think about her. Sometimes I actually talk to her. I'm sitting there at work and I just talk to her. I feel like I almost want to keep her company, especially after the last reading where the loneliness card came out. Thank you, Ruth. Yeah. Wendy, you're doing better than me then. You would have think I had such great plans, right? To start keeping notes. Well, my life's a tad busy, and yeah, I didn't. I'm glad somebody's keeping notes. Yeah, Kosa, she is a beautiful soul. Hey, Roden. Yeah, I know, Bon. And I have gotten this every time I do one of these readings, I get that same feeling. Immense, like, sadness. Um, what it talks about here, the silent grief. She's going through a lot. I know, I cannot get her out of my mind. I never thought I would be doing so many readings for her. I had a desire to almost help people deal with this because it didn't make sense. And I think a lot of us are in turmoil and the unfairness of everything. Hi, Anne. What new ride? You better not have a new ride. There's the petty side of me coming out. He doesn't deserve a new ride. He needs to just step himself down, have some dignity. But they're so um I do you guys remember? Thanks for asking that, Jendy. You guys remember one of the very first readings? And I was asking her where she was, and she just kept showing me she's in the dark. So ever since, um, each time I do a reading, I light a candle for her. Oh, oh, you're right. Oh, yeah, that's weird. Cloaked, cloaked, and this one, it's kind of hard to see, but it's a floor length, almost like a robes or something. And you guys know that, like, so many times it'll depict something in her readings about tunnels. Yeah, see, I didn't even realize that. There's cloaks. And if you look at it, all 3 of them are from the back. They're facing away. Yeah, it's just something I started doing, and I realized today that I've burned out almost all my candles, so I need to buy some. Yeah, it's always about the water and the tunnels and underneath, like, yeah, same, same Kosa. Yeah. Yeah, the very first reading, I did get that. She's by the water. The last time, the last reading, we got the drowning card, but I don't think it's because she drowned per se. I think it's just another clue that she's near water. Oh, well, he doesn't, he does. How does a sheriff get a fancy sports car? Oh, Lord. I know. Okay. I get pop-ups on my phone from Yahoo, right? Yahoo News, and my heart just sank for a split second when it said about woman's body found. But so I clicked on it, um, and it was just somebody else. But one of the first things I thought of is, well, s- like she was in a ditch and something about water. I'm I'm hoping I'm not stating that wrong. Yeah, Bon, it's extremely sad. And I think one thing that not a lot of people realize, I'm just picking up a couple of cards that flew out, um, is that even though we pass away, doesn't mean we don't still have emotions, right? And in some people, it's a lot more profound than others. That's that's what I have found. In my readings where something, like car accidents and things like that, or somebody takes their life, almost across the board, there's deep sadness. I agree, Alessandria. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It is. And this is something new that she's allowing me fully to feel her grief and her sadness and that lonely feeling. And I feel like that's because she hasn't been brought home. Yeah, I know. Oh, Bon, were you talking about that pop-up from Yahoo? And it did it. It went it said something up there about Nancy Guthrie. And in the middle of work, I stop, I stop what I'm doing, clicking on it because I was like, in that split second, I had such hope. I had such hope that they had found her. But no, nope, they hadn't. Yeah. Um, I'm just reading here. And you read on the key players. Yes. Because I have um I started with ANT. I did separate readings for them, and I did do some research, but not a lot because I don't want it to influence my readings. Oh. Um, um, what do you mean, Bun? Like, do you think she sees I think she does. Um, I don't want to get a little too graphic in here. Um, because the question I got from people that um don't subscribe to me, well, if you were real, she would be able to tell you. I said, she doesn't. She doesn't know where she is. And at the time, it hadn't hit me 100% why. Yeah. Yeah. Wendy, the motel card has come out multiple times. Yeah, it's for the longest time, I did not want to be an empath at all. Because everywhere you go, everybody you talk to, um, you just want to feel kind of normal, but you can't. But so in that aspect, that's very hard. Because you just feel things that you don't want to feel. Um, but when it comes to this with my gifts, it is a blessing. Yeah. Yeah. That's so nice of you, Kelly. I know. That's what I'm wondering. I mean, you don't hear about sheriffs having sports cars very often. That's bizarre to me. Yeah, yeah. There when it came to Annie's reading, I was actually very, very happy to break that energy connection. Because I've always lived my life in the light. I make mistakes, look back on your life and realize you weren't a good person. So I've lived my life a certain way. Treat people right, be forgiving, um, don't hold grudges, don't allow things to eat you up. So this when it comes to this, yeah, Bonnie, remember the last one where every when you guys and I did tell her um, that you have so many people that care about you, that want to find you, that love you. And you guys started putting the yellow hearts, and the very next card that came out had a big yellow heart on it. I got chills. It was like she was saying thank you. Um, oh, yeah, Wendy, that was horrible. I wouldn't even show it the first 2 times it came out. Yeah, Bon, I have felt that about her from the get-go. Very dark energy. I feel like she's messing with stuff she has no business messing with. And a lot of people don't believe in that, but if you think about it, you can't have the light without the dark. Um, like I said, I live my life in the light. I won't touch that with a 10-foot pole, as that old saying goes. There's not enough. If somebody said, I'll pay you $1 million to get into that, I'd be like, oh, heck no. Yeah, me too, Bon. Yeah, cause I've got to find the time, maybe on my days off coming this week. Um, I have to find the time to watch Savannah's interview. I saw a very short clip and then I had to get back to work. Yeah, the little bit I've seen of it's what I call, and you guys will probably know what I mean. It's like dead eyes. There's I don't know. It's it's not good. Yep, Jennifer. Yeah. No, I don't believe so either. Yeah, it was like putting on a big show. Oh, Jennifer, you're right. Oh, you're right. Ugh. Like the light's on, but there's nothing there. All right. These three came out together. Let's see what we got. We got our third veiled card. And it's veiled discontent. Discontent discontent can be veiled. It can be hidden. All the veiled cards, that's what it's talking about. Truths that are hidden. Oh, whenever things happen like this, I want to rewind really quick. Truths that are hidden. Hidden truths. Truths are often hidden. Wow. Okay. Well, that just gave me a little tad bit of, oh, Lord, guys. Sorry, people accuse me of being dramatic. This is just me. These are going to be my last three cards. Another silent. Silent betrayal. This will be the third reading in a row that we've got the betrayal card. Betrayal can occur without a word. That's the third reading in a row. Silence. Okay. That one gave me the chills. We just said hidden truths. And the next card I turned over. Hidden truths. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It was almost like trying too hard at the memorial. Yeah. I just saw my hand. My the chat it's delayed, guys. So when I move my hand, you guys see it a couple seconds later. I'm like, all I see is my hand going in circles. So I talk with my hands a lot. Yeah. Yep, that's the third time, the betrayal. And I think that's also, if you think about it, any we all have families, right? Isn't that the worst type of betrayal? You would almost want it to be a complete stranger. But when it's in my opinion, I got to make sure I always say that, um within a family, to me, oh, that is almost the worst type of betrayal. Oh, Wendy, that's horrible. That is horrible. I cannot imagine. Like, yeah, Jennifer, I mean, my kids are grown, and I don't even like to have even a slight disagreement. I, and because, like, I want to make it right and for us to be okay as soon as possible. So I cannot imagine that. Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that the truth, Bun? But you know what? There's this saying that just came to my mind. Oh, I think I lost it. It's about what is hidden will come to light. I think it's something like that. Oh, goodness. I just got a Yahoo thing there. Thank you, Kosa. This is just, this is me. Um, I'm just myself. Yeah. And this was the very first of the regular tarots. Family harmony, emotional stability, happiness. Isn't that what we all want within our families? And if you really, we started with this. I mean, my goodness, that is a beautiful picture out in a beautiful field. But this, this is her reality. And it's not a pretty thing. It's a very dark, sad thing, unfortunately for her. because the little we do know about her is she was a good person. Yeah. Well, you know what? Hey, I always say the same thing many times. I will be more than happy to make a video saying, "Hey, I was wrong." Because as a medium, as a psychic medium, we're not perfect. And we don't always get every single thing right. Yeah, Wendy, I agree. I never felt in water, it's by water. Hi, Sandy. Um, the way I knew I was an empath was from a very early age, and I'm talking I was a child. Um, when anybody around me was very sad. Um, and I'm not talking about like, oh, you feel sad because your mom is sad about something. It's not that. It's like deep in it feels like it's my sadness, if that makes sense. And I've had to learn, and I'm getting much better at it, to almost shut, like, I picture shutting a door in my head, because if you don't learn to do that, you're not gonna be very happy in your life, because you have to learn, and your mind has to get very smart. Like, when this is done, like right now, I'm feeling anxiety. I'm every time I read for her, I am feeling her sadness, and it's a deep sadness. Yeah, and it's like um yeah, Wendy, that's a good way to describe it. Like, you absorb other people's, like, in it's something as simple as in my workplace. I work in retail, and I'm in management, and so I deal with people all day long. I can feel when there's somebody around that's going through immense sadness and grief. And sometimes, because you don't know who it is, um, I have to actually leave the area, make an excuse to go across my store. Because if I can get some space between me and that person, whoever it is, then I can take that breath again. Yeah, Sarah, we could be. Yeah, Bon, it is actually um it is painful. Yeah. And yeah, you there's been times I've gotten in my car to do my commute home, and I have to control, because I feel like I want to cry. Um but once I realized how to kind of control this, like, I call it within me, get a grip, Wendy. This isn't your sadness. This isn't your grief. Um And then I started really opening myself as an empath in my readings, and that's helped me immensely. It's almost like an outlet for that. Um, Wendy, I have asked and thought about that question um many times. And that's why I don't feel like we're totally wrong. Um, yeah. Oh, well, I know if it's that is true, Wendy. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, Bon. Um, I like to listen to audiobooks as I'm driving because it'll get my mind off it. And believe it or not, I downloaded an audiobook and it says, and it's about being an empath. And the name of this book is I Don't Want to Be an Empath Anymore. And it's not like the person wants to give up that gift. We just need to figure out how we can make it work for us. That to me, that's the key. Oh, yeah, Sarah, I've asked her to the point where I've stopped asking um about who did it. She would shut down on me immediately. I don't know how to pronounce it. The lures. I'm saying that wrong, but hello. Welcome. Yes, Kosa, I can. And during the readings, a lot of times, um, I'll I can feel physical pain. Rachel, I suspect that's what I suspect because it keeps certain things keep coming out. Kelly, are you talking to me or somebody else? I don't know. Oh, and if you, Kelly, if you, I try to be there for my family big time. Family is everything to me. It's everything. Rachel, the tunnel card keeps coming out in almost every single reading. You'll notice in some of the pictures, it's like a tunnel. Well, hello. Well, hello. Come here. Come here, little one. Bees here. Um, Bon, it's um Bonner, you're asking me like you think it's a gift? I didn't used to, but I do now know that it's a 100% a gift. You just got to learn how to direct it. Um and I was born with all the gifts I have right now. I've known exactly, and people have said some pretty mean things in other chats, in other channels. Um, Hi, dear. Welcome. Yeah, and that is my textbook answer. If I was born with every gift that I have right now, and God made me the person I am, how can I possibly be evil? Thank you, dear. Right. I believe that every gift that is given to us, it's a blessing. Yeah, Wendy, there's just some things you don't mess with in this world. And the dark side is something that once you open that door, it's very hard to ever get that door to close. It can happen, but I mean, um and I do have a video. It's not for everybody, but I encountered a truly evil spirit. And you don't want to know what this evil spirit, what it was like, trying to just wear me down and chuckling, and it was bizarre. But it doesn't bother me. Um and I was able to get away from me, away from my client, um everything, because they can't be in the light. And once they realize they're not gonna drive you down to their level, they can't be around you. But you have to be very strong in your faith to be able to deal with that. And I don't suggest anybody deal with that unless you know what you're doing. Yeah, Darlene, isn't it weird? These people that they're finding? Like, what in the world is going on? Yeah, Bon, it can be. But I have dealt with this kind of thing as far back as I can remember. It started when I was about 5. They would terrorize me. Which one? The one in the wash and the clothes had me. Yeah, Juanita, you are 100% correct. Nope. Yeah, they, yeah, you don't, yeah, you don't want to mess with that. Bon, they have started to find, I believe, multiple people that are not alive. Yeah, Kosa, if you're talking to me, yeah, that's and that video, I put a very blatant title, um, yeah, on that because it ticked me off because this spirit used me, and lied and was so convincing to hurt my client. And when I found out, I was like, "Oh, oh, that's not standing. No." but I prepared long and hard for that one. Yeah, they thought for a short time period, Vaughn, that they had found a deceased woman in Tucson in a ditch, um, in like a drainage ditch with water. But yeah, the age wasn't right. She had tattoos, all that. It wasn't right. But I did not like that they used that title on the Yahoo News. Or I mean, I don't like that they even put Nancy's name in with that. I just didn't think it was. Yes, Alessandra is right. Thank you, Vaughn. Yeah, it was. Yeah, and yeah, thank you, Vaughn. Um, yeah, I just saw that. And I don't like that it got my hopes up there for a split second that Nancy had been found. Um, Kosa, no, not at all. I am, as far as I know, I'm the only one. And none of my family members know. Because the way I was raised in the church that I was raised in, they would probably come and try to do an exorcism or something on me. I know that sounds terrible. Rachel, which card? Yeah, I know, Bon. That actually really upset me that they did that. I know. That I thought y'all are not y'all are not a very decent people. Whoever decided that that was going to be a good thing. I know. I keep hold on. Great. I just got a renewal popped up for my license plate. Um yeah, it was. I'm like, okay, I lost respect for Yahoo as soon as they did that. Yeah. I keep saying that one of these days I'm gonna make a video about my growing up and my first inkling that there was something very different about me, but I couldn't talk about it. And there was in the home I grew up in, there was that home had evil in it. You'll get there, Wendy. Sometimes, sometimes, um, realizing there's a possibility you have a gift. It starts with just this small little inkling that will grow and grow, until you just kind of open yourself to saying, I'm going to explore this possibility. And when you do that, sometimes you're actually very surprised. And the other thing is what I don't know why people don't talk about this more. Um my gifts have expanded and grown and I have new ones. You guys always make me laugh whenever everybody says, what did tomato do, Sandy? Vaughn, if you're talking to me about what I was just talking about, thank you, Wendy. Yeah, one of these days I'm gonna have to sit back and just make a make a video about it because the only reason I would is because it might help somebody. It might say, like, kind of touch on something like, oh, maybe there's somebody out there that's wondered. Like, there's this little nagging. And by me being open and honest about growing up and what I had to deal with concerning gifts, then maybe I can help somebody. Oh yeah, Kosa, um I was doing a reading for a client and all of a sudden I just felt this strong, wise spirit there with me. And she was very comforting. And in that reading, she actually helped me. Her name is Claire, and she's been with me ever since. Um, she steps foot, she steps forward immediately. She helps me in my readings. Yeah, and she's very like she was the matriarch of her family. And that's the type of like a they call it a spirit guide. And I never really knew if I believed in that thing until it happened to me. So it's definitely real. Bond. That's funny. You say tomorrow. That's funny. Yeah, I do. I have to just. Yeah, Wendy, now I see what you mean. Like Wendy was saying, I need to change it because I never know if they're talking to me or you. And you're right. I don't either. I'm sure answering things that have nothing to do with me. Um, Juanita, yeah, that's happened to me multiple times also. Yeah, it's like I was somewhere else seeing something that it shouldn't have been possible. And then I found out it was true. Um, it was literally I was doing a reading for somebody and I just felt her there and she was so comforting. Um, like the only way I can describe it is like she, like that perfect grandmother figure. Um, she showed me her face. She was all gray. Um, and it's like she was just kind of holding me. and she never left. Yeah, Wendy, I read about that. I'm like, they're wanting people to come forward weeks in advance if they have anything on their ring cameras and stuff. Hi, Tammy. Have a good night, Jen. I better get going too. I got I have to get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning. All right, guys. I think um I think I'm gonna call it a night. Got a couple things to do still. Um so thank you so much, everybody. Um oh, wait a sec. Alessandra, what do you mean? How can you have anything on the camera in the blackness there? What do you mean? Thank you, guys. Oh, wow. When do you have to let me know? Yeah, you have to let me know the experience. Jennifer, have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much for jumping on. Oh, oh, yeah. Okay. I see what you mean. Yeah. Thank you, Diane. Good night, everybody. And as always, I will see you guys in the comments.